Hey, it's the second best British, only bested by Thaf9. Welcome back to a brand new video, and today I decided to completely fall into the British teenager stereotype by buying a pair of Yeezys. Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, as usual, I'm going to be talking about something that I decided for some reason my opinion matters on. Today I'm going to be talking about a huge trend on TikTok of praising literal murderers. I saw it happen before where a lot of kids were making gacha comics of literal serial killers, fantasizing and romanticizing about them and their relationships with them, and I believe that behavior is not only disgraceful but rightfully disgusting and distressing. Today I'm going to talk about how TikTok has decided to praise someone who murdered a mother and their newly born child in a car crash because of recklessness, and how TikTok is saying that because that person is attractive, they shouldn't go to jail. Now, I don't want to get my own hopes up because I'm quite attractive, but if that's the case, maybe I'll go run some people. I can't make that joke. Before I begin, if you're new to the channel or haven't already for some reason, I'd appreciate if you could consider subscribing. I make videos every single day at 6 PM GMT, 1 PM EST, and your support is the only thing that keeps that content coming. We recently overtook Augie RFC, someone I've been trying to overtake for a long time, which was really cool, and I appreciate you guys helping me get to that goal. And also, Johnson promoted one of my videos, which is something I never thought in my life would happen, which means I'm in pretty good spirits recently. So today I'm going to sit down and explain the situation to you. If you'd like to check me out on Twitter too, that would be highly appreciated, but I'm aiming for 50k by the end of the year, so if you could subscribe, that would be pretty cool. With that being said, let's delve into the depravity and the rise and fall of TikTok's killer. I just said the rise and fall. God, I feel like a fucking internet AJ video. Cameron Herron was a TikTok influencer 21 years in age who was sentenced to 24 years in prison after accidentally killing a mother and their daughter in a drag race accident after going way beyond the speed limit. This careless decision to drive recklessly on the streets was one that Cameron Herron made willingly, and as such, Cameron Herron's accident that they caused is completely and wholly their fault, and they should be held accountable for it. I think it would be ridiculous to say that anyone who drives a vehicle isn't aware of the risk that they take upon when speeding past the limit, and Cameron Herron is just one of many who face the consequences of this reckless decision. So when Cameron Herron pled guilty to vehicular manslaughter in April, you'd expect that everybody would commend this arrest and would commend this sentencing, arguing that the sentence should, if anything, be made longer, as 24 years does not value the lives of the people he took. And while I'd personally argue that the arrest and criminal sentencing shouldn't be about revenge or valuing human life, I'd argue that Cameron Herron received a fair sentencing for their mistake. Which is why it comes as such a large surprise to almost everyone when people loaded up TikTok and found out there were videos with billions of views in total about Cameron Herron saying that he was too cute to be arrested or looks innocent, and as such his sentencing was unfair. Two images were posted online with Cameron Herron depicted at his court sentencing, wearing a face mask and drinking from a bottle. It's cited by Insider that TikToks have over 2.2 billion views around Cameron Herron, and that Herron intends to appeal his sentencing. It's actually appalling that TikToks with the hashtag Justice for Cameron have amassed over 26 million views. Knowing the context that Cameron Herron was driving recklessly at 100 miles per hour when he fatally hit a 24-year-old and their 20-month-old daughter, I'd argue there's no defense for Cameron and there's no justice for Cameron. Cameron killed two people because of how reckless and careless he was being, and the loss of lives is invaluable. The fact people are trying to say that Cameron Herron does not deserve his sentencing because, as Insider quotes it, TikTokers are dubbing him too cute to be in prison. The fact that people are trying to justify him being freed from prison because he's attractive is outlandish. Not only should your justification for sentencing not be based on someone's visual appearance, whether someone looks attractive or not does not matter, but it reminds me of similar situations with Ted Bundy. You should not judge a book by its cover. What Cameron Herron did was, without a doubt, wrong. And objectively basing your opinion on someone's appearance is not only unfair, but also laughably fucking stupid. So when I see TikToks and fan accounts showing videos of him crying and drinking water in court and saying that he's so cute, I have to hope that the people making these videos are uneducated children, similar to the people that would defend a 4-year age gap. I believe that what Herron did was completely and wholly his own fault, and his own decisions led him to where he is. The people defending Cameron Herron need to touch grass, unironically, and I mean that sincerely. Making fan accounts showing videos of him drinking water and crying, trying to romanticize him, doesn't mean that he's a better person, or that he isn't at fault for what he did, or that he deserves a less harsh sentencing. To the adults that are defending Cameron Herron because of his appearance, keep it in your fucking pants. It's got that disappointing, and to that point where Cameron Herron's mother themselves had to tell Tampa Bay Times that while she appreciated the support for her son at first, she said it was becoming scary. She said that people have developed an unhealthy obsession with their son, and that's led to people sending letters to her, calling in the middle of the night, and even doxing Herron's fiance. The risk to these people's safety and the invalidation of their privacy should not be something that is acceptable or regarded as a normal or commonplace thing. The people doing this are out of their mind. Cameron Herron murdered 2 people, a child and their mother, and people are trying to defend them because of their visual appearance. The fact they even have to say that it's ridiculous and incomprehensible that people would defend Cameron Herron chills me to my literal bones. If even Cameron Herron's family themselves are saying to the audience that Cameron Herron has garnered is insane and scary and crazy, the fact the literal family of the murderer have to say that themselves really says a lot to me, and I think it speaks volumes for how out of line these people are. I know this isn't the first time that people have done this shit with influencers, but the fact that Cameron Herron has garnered 2 million followers on TikTok without even posting a video says a lot. There are millions, if not actual billions, of people that think Cameron Herron is an innocent victim because he's got some nice curly hair and a nice smile. I hate speaking on shit like this because I always know that people then go after the family of the victims, and I hope that the victims know that I'm fully with them and in support of them. The tragedy they've had to endure is not fair, and the fact that people on TikTok are now trying to turn this into a trend where they try and support this literal murderer is unfair to the victims and their family who are suffering through tragedy because of Cameron Herron's actions. If it really needs to be spelled out to you, Cameron Herron partook in an illegal street race and struck a mother and her daughter at 100 miles per hour. No matter what Cameron Herron looks like, what Cameron Herron did was without a doubt wrong, without a doubt a crime, and without a doubt Cameron Herron should be sentenced for it. That kind of ignorance and disregard for someone else's life is not something many people have, and the fact that people are trying to defend this kind of disregard for people's life is concerning. I think arguably everybody can agree that murdering 2 people because of your own ignorance is your own fault.
But look at how cute he is crying. He doesn't deserve it. He's too cute. To those people I say shut the fuck up. I'd argue it's also really worrying that when people report actually violating content to TikTok, most of the time they don't take it down, saying that it's within their guidelines and that the content is perfectly acceptable, even when it straight up isn't. But content like this, content praising literal murderers, is allowed to stay on the platform without any kind of action against it. The fact that TikTok will not look into content that actually violates the guidelines, but instead will take down content that doesn't, and will take down accounts for no reason. I've had friends who have literally had TikToks taken down for no reason. The fact TikTok and other platforms in extension like YouTube are so lackluster in their guidelines, except when it's against content that often doesn't even infringe the guidelines, is disappointing. Platforms should be stepping in to stop this content from spreading and stop people from sharing the ideology that a literal murderer is a victim in this situation and innocent. There needs to be a line, and the line is defending literal murderers. And I'd argue, in this situation, if you're going to take down content that has controversial statements in it, then you should also take down stuff that has literal defenses of murderers. Though TikTok is already known for being a very hateful platform that basically has inner circles of toxicity, transphobia, and racism because of how the platform works, with an algorithm that's so impressive that it actively promotes you basically any content you'd be interested in, and as such, people that have controversial opinions end up being circled by opinions that resonate the same ideologies, promoting transphobic and hateful messages constantly, leading to some people's For You pages going from transphobic video to racist video to transphobic video in a constant loop. But back on the focus of Cameron Herron, according to The Times, Twitter recently suspended 900 accounts that posted about Herron for violating the guidelines, erasing around 90,000 to 100,000 tweets in support of him. The fact Twitter is literally having to step in to remove 90,000 to 100,000 tweets about Cameron Herron says a lot. This is not a minor issue or something that can be brushed over as a simple commentary topic that doesn't really matter. This situation is actually important, because this isn't the first or the last time that this will happen. And sadly, platforms like TikTok are way too lackluster in their action against this behavior. I know at this point I'm basically just screaming into an echo chamber about my opinions on this situation, and I know my voice doesn't really do much to actually resolve the issue, and as such I'd like to direct you towards the fundraiser on the right of this video to support people that have been through similar tragedy. It really seems that no true privacy actually exists anymore. No matter who you are, the internet could focus on you. And as has been seen with Cameron Herron's family, people are now reaching out to people that don't want to be in the limelight and constantly sending them messages, emails, letters, or doxing them in an attempt to try and reach out to them or harass them. All I can really say to the people involved in the "oh, he's too cute" defense of Cameron Herron, leave the family alone, stop defending Cameron Herron's actions, and actually look into the situation yourself. I literally could care less if you think he's attractive, he's still a murderer. And with that being said, I hope you're just as repulsed as I am, and I guess I can now play you the pre-recorded outro.
With that being said, thank you for watching this video and watching the whole way to the end. I really do appreciate you sitting the whole way through. If you did watch the whole way through, comment grapefruit down below, and I'll reply to your comment with something nice. I do appreciate you guys watching these videos and supporting them, and the fact so many people come to watch every one of these videos every single day is blowing my mind every time I realize it. The fact that you guys dedicate so much time to hearing what I have to say on situations is really cool, and I really do appreciate it more than I can even express to you. That being said, if you'd also like to check out my Twitter, you can. That'll be down below in the description. And finally, if you'd like to check out my Discord, that's also down in the description. With that being said, if you could consider subscribing to the channel to make sure you don't miss any future uploads, that would also be pretty cool. And I don't want to drag on this outro any longer, but I missed a few days of uploading, and I'm incredibly apologetic about that. Obviously, it was my birthday, and then I had a birthday party, and then I took a day off for mental health, and as such, I'm coming back fresh and revitalized, and hopefully this time, I won't mess up the daily upload immediately. So I hope that you're ready for the next video coming tomorrow, 6 PM GMT, 1 PM EST. Not gonna lie, I felt really bad after I missed a day of uploading, because I've been doing this for so long, I almost felt like I was betraying you guys. And that may seem stupid, and I guess I'm too caught up in the internet, but the fact that you guys come back to watch these videos even when I take those breaks is pretty cool. That being said, I got a new outro made by Jay Contrary. Go check them out on Twitter, I really do appreciate it. Jayco Editing, my best editor. And with that being said, let's roll the outro. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with a nigga like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with a nigga like me.